Ready?
Rolling.
Hey, my name is Trent Ayers, and today I'm going to talk to you about why you should wear your seatbelt. You should wear your seatbelt no matter what for a whole lot of different reasons, but the most important one being that it could save your life. Ever heard the old saying, everything happens for a reason? Well, that saying couldn't be applied more when talking about car accidents involving people who were not wearing seatbelts. Today, I'll tell you about car statistics and how often wrecks happen. I'll also discuss different scenarios when wearing a seatbelt could save your life. The last and most important thing I will talk to you about is the difference between fatalities of people who were wearing their seatbelts to those who were unfortunately not. Car accidents are inevitable and will continue to happen, so why not be as safe as you can be while driving and wear a seatbelt? There are over 200 million Americans with a valid driver's license on the road today, so why take the risk of riding without a seatbelt? According to Karen O., writer for FoxBusiness.com, if you haven't been in a car crash, consider yourself lucky or overdue. As the world continues to grow more and more, people will continue to drive more on a daily basis. There's a very good chance you will be involved in an accident sooner rather than later. O tells us by car insurance industry estimates, you will file a claim for a collision about once every 17.9 years. That's if you're an average driver, which, whether you're willing to admit it or not, you likely are. O explains that if you got your license at the age of 16, the odds are quite good that you'll experience some kind of crash by the time you're 34. Over the course of a typical long driving lifetime, you should have 3 to 4 crashes, according to O. So like I said, it's a simple numbers game. It's just not worth the risk. Wearing your seatbelt can prevent injury and even death, especially from things that the road unexpectedly throws at us. No one that has ever been in a wreck can honestly say that they saw it happening or saw something coming before they were able to stop. It's most of the time things you can't plan for. But by wearing a seatbelt, you can better prepare yourself. If there was an accident to happen, you would be better prepared and you'd be safer. I remember one time I was riding in my friend's Jeep to school, and everything was straight until we came up to a stop sign at the base of a real steep grade. And as he went to stop, I noticed like the car wasn't stopping. We were kind of like moving side to side because he was just turning the wheel, trying to slow us down as best as he could. His brakes went out. Like literally, they just went out. And so like our only option was to like slide into the car in front of us. Like probably we weren't going fast, like 35, 40 mile an hour. But still, even if we, going that slow, still, you could do damage to your body. A lot more than what happened. We were both wearing our seatbelts, so really nothing really happened. I mean, we had minor nicks and bruises, but the whole point of that story is to explain to you, like, you never know what's going to happen out on the road. And since we were wearing our seatbelts, like, we came out a lot better than like what it could have been. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, one of the safest choices a driver can make is to buckle up. In 2015, seatbelt use in passenger vehicles saved an estimated 13,941 lives. I also remember one time my mom was driving and we actually hit a deer pulling into my driveway, like literally into my driveway. So like, that's another example of like anything can happen and expect the unexpected. But if you buckled up, most of the time you're the best prepared for what you can be, if anything were to happen. According to Nathan Baumey of USA Today, while automakers have dramatically improved car safety in recent decades with advancements such as strategically placed airbags and high-tech collision avoidance systems, that's a mouthful. Others factors have kept the death toll high. Key to the crisis is distracted drivers, speeding, and people who don't wear their seatbelt. So the main reason you should wear your seatbelt is because it can save your life. According to the CDC, seatbelts dramatically reduce risk of death and serious injury. Among drivers and front seat passengers, seatbelts reduce the risk of death by 45%, and out of the risk of serious injury, up to 55%. So with those kind of numbers, why wouldn't you wear your seatbelt? The numbers simply don't lie. According to the NHTSA, if you buckle up in the front seat of a car, you can reduce your risk of fatal injury by 45%. If you buckle up in a light truck or SUV, you can reduce your chance of fatal injury by 60%. So seatbelts, I mean, they're designed to keep a person from being ejected from the vehicle. And when you're not ejected from the vehicle, you have a way lesser chance to be significantly injured or to die. Let's see here. According to the CDC, seatbelts prevent drivers and passengers from being ejected during a crash. People not wearing a seatbelt are 30 times more likely to be ejected from a vehicle during a crash. More than 3 out of 4 people who are ejected during a fatal crash die from their injuries. So I don't know about y'all, but those are pretty staggering numbers, and that would make me, want to wear my seatbelt just by knowing that. So today I talked to you about the percentage of car accidents, the amount of car accidents someone's supposed to have in a lifetime. We also talked about the different scenarios and accidents that can be thrown at you on the roadways, different, talked about the deer jumping out, we talked about brakes, that kind of thing. And my last main point we covered was the difference in fatalities of those who wore their seatbelts opposed to those who did not. So wearing your seatbelt is one of the simplest, easiest choices you can make when talking about enhancing your safety on the roads. I had to learn the hard way by losing a friend in a car accident because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I also would not be here if it wasn't for the nice state trooper years ago that stopped me for a seatbelt ticket and talked to me about the importance of wearing my seatbelt. He gave me a warning on the speeding, but he said, I gotta give you a seatbelt ticket to make that a reminder, to always wear your seatbelt. The funny thing is, the next day, I'm not even kidding you, the next dang day, I wrecked real bad, like real bad. Like I totaled my truck. If I wouldn't have been wearing my seatbelt, I'd be in a wheelchair or I'd be dead, one of the two. I mean, it wouldn't have been good. So, ever since that day, I've always made sure to buckle up. But like I said, they're lifesavers. Since 1975, seatbelts have saved an estimated 255,000 lives. Will yours be one of them? Don't become a statistic and remember to buckle up. Now that you have all this information on the importance of seatbelts, just be safe and buckle up. Thank you.